Every time General Kaguta Museveni comes out to speak about the purpose of our nation and Bobi Wine, he doesn't hesitate to say that Bobi Wine is backed up by foreigners. General Kaguta Museveni paints a picture that anyone who doesn't support him, he supports a foreign mission, which is unfortunate. When General Museveni was addressing the nation on his New Year address, he said this.
You then have the Chagulanyi schemes of causing chaos in the country on behalf of the foreigners that fund them and back them. Mr. Chagulanyi and his evil foreigners that back him fail to understand that Uganda is a land of spiritual and political matters. The spiritual matters like Karori Rwanga, etc., the political matters like Rutamaguzi are very good examples for the present generations.
That is General Kaguta Museveni. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about how General Museveni plays reverse psychology to our nation, how he paints a picture that is the only patriotic Ugandan, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want you, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, General Museveni has been in power for 40 years and is asking for another term, which will, in the most likely event, he wins the president, he would have led the country for 45 years. But leading the country for all those years is not by mistake. It's through strategy, thinking, intimidation, killing, etc. It's the matter of fact. No daft person can lead the country for very many years. But whenever he stands up to speak, he doesn't hesitate to paint Bobi Wine as a foreign nation. Do you know why? Since Bobi Wine has gotten a lot of support from the country, a lot of attraction from the young people and the young generation, he is painting a picture that is backed up by the foreigners, and I want to debunk that. Okay? Because when he was capturing this government, he had support from across foreign missions. His family was in Sweden. The support he got from Nyerere, etc. So he thinks that anyone who wants to get him out of power is using the same strategy. Before I proceed, let me first play the whole tape when General Museveni was talking about this. Here's the tape.
Many Ugandans, especially those that have been with the opposition, get flabbergasted by those schemes and link up with us and peacefully dissolve those schemes. Do you remember Taja Kulaira? Do you remember Gen Z plan for the 4th of July 2024 for the riots like those of Kenya, etc.? Do you remember those? They were rejected by the people. Have you noticed the number of NUP flag bearers for parliament that are pulling out? The criminal opposition must also stop intimidating Ugandans. You have no right to intimidate a Ugandan. Therefore, Ugandans, come out and vote. Nobody would intimidate you or endanger your security. Anybody who tries will have himself to blame and will end up badly. The future of Uganda is bright. Our first oil will come out next year.
That is General Kaguta Museveni. One, the reason I think it is a lie is, in psychology they tell us that if you want to defeat your enemy, before even a contestation, you paint him in a bad picture. In those days, in our village, they used to tell us if your parent and the other are not in good terms, they will tell you that those people eat human flesh, and that in their sitting room there is a hole. But if people, for example, lose their loved ones, whenever you could go in that sitting room, you don't see a hole. But because they were fighting each other, In other words, they in English they call it give a dog a bad name so that you can hang it. If an hyena wants to eat its children, it will tell them that they smell like meat. So whenever General MUSEVENI comes out to paint Bobi Wine in a picture of a foreign mission, even those who don't want foreigners would go like maybe is foreign backed. Okay? He normally comes out to call him ideologically bankrupt. In other words, behind those statements, it means that if you don't support General Kaguta Museveni, you are ideologically bankrupt. It's the same dissemination he does in the NRM, telling the NRM members, the stupid NRM members, that he's the only man with a vision. I keep on telling people that I will feel bad if you get a transition when General Museveni is not there. I want General Museveni to leave so that he can see that the country can be led by others, and by the way, and it will grow, to show him that he's not the only man with a vision. That doctrine that was implanted in the stupid heads of the NRM. Okay? So whenever he comes out to portray Bobi Wine as foreign-backed, he's painting a picture. It's the reason why even in this election, whenever they want to arrest and beat Bobi Wine supporters, they will first paint them as violent. It's the reason why when he's going to Bobi Wine is having a gathering, they will first tear gas, etc. If stones are thrown, they have a justification of killing. It's the reason why every time Bobi Wine tells his supporters, he tells them to keep calm, because they are looking for a crack in the door to kill them. So for me, let me be brief. One, the Bible tells us that there is time for everything. I think General Museveni's time is over. 40 years at the helm, there is nothing new you can tell Ugandans. Okay? It is time that you can go. Your peers, some of them have already gone. What is paining me more, that even the foundation of transition is not there, yet it was among the core issues that took him to the bush. The same things that he went against during Bote's Amini's time, they are being done right now, which is unfortunate. In fact, for me, if you ask me about the 40 years, I will say that the 40 years were all a loss. You leave alone this simple development in the country. Development can come even under bad leadership for as long as the years are going. There is development in Somalia. Trust me. But the foundation upon which this government was built has been betrayed in 40 years. I cry for my beloved country. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makindi. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.